Shalom. I just wanted to say that this video, how much I love to just do the work of the Lord. Okay, and I got a couple precepts I want to grab. I'm gonna start in the book of let's do Philippians 2 verse 1. If there be therefore any consolation in Hamashiach, if any comfort of love, if any fellowship of the Spirit, if any bowels and mercies, fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being in one accord, of one mind. You should love to do the work of the Lord too. We should all inhabit that type of mindset. Let nothing be done through strife and vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves. So you esteem someone else better than yourselves. That's showing love. Okay, look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. Yeah, don't just focus on yourself. You know, when you do this ministry, it actually shows you how it's beyond just you. You know, you might not see the actual, work of your labors in other people, but it just, the Lord blesses you where, just through the Spirit that you just know He dealing with you, and that should be enough. Even though He's the one working the work, He's the one, giving everyone else the increase. But it's still a blessing within itself that He's using you to do it, be partakers of that, and other brothers also. Okay, because I don't watch myself to get fed; I watch other people so I can get fed. Philippians chapter 2. In verse 5, let his mind be in you, which was also in Yahawashi HaMashiach. And what was his mind? He was teaching every day. Okay, his meat was to do the will of his Father. Okay, this is what mattered to him more than anything else. None of that girls and things of the world, drinking on the weekends and all that shit you people do. He wasn't worried about that, man. Okay, and that's the type of mind that you should have in yourself. Who, being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God. So he didn't find it robbery to be equal with God, because we're all one with Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. All right, and especially his son. He was here since the beginning. He was perfect when it came to being obedient to Yahweh. So none of us are like that. Okay, we want to be like that. We're striving to be like that. The elect are. Okay, but he did it perfectly. So he showed you through his works. He was one with the Most High when it came to all of his prophecies, when it came to doing the work of the Lord. He showed you that's what it was his mindset. Philippians 2 verse 7, but made himself of no reputation. See, a lot of people want a reputation. They want people to acknowledge them. Man, fuck all of that, man. Just focused on glorifying the Lord, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. So he was just like you and I. He was made in the likeness of men. He had things he had to do. He had to eat. He had to do all these things. He had to feel what we feel. He had to pay taxes too. He had to go through all of that. And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. So that's how obedient he was. He was willing to die for this. Okay. Philippians 2 verse 9. Wherefore God also have highly exalted him and given him a name which is above every name. So Yahawashi is above every name. Okay. Of course, not above the Most High God Yahweh, but that's who he exalts. Okay, and that's why Yahweh is the Most High, and there's no other name greater than Yahweh. And after that, it's Yahawashi. That at the name of Yahawashi, every knee should bow, of things in heaven and things in earth and things under the earth. So everything you can see need to bow to the Lord. Okay, and he's worthy to be praised, like it tells you in Revelation, the 5th chapter. And that every tongue should confess that Yahawashi HaMashiach is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. So every tongue needs to confess this, and they're going to. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So when you hear, you're supposed to be working out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Not being a man pleaser, not doing it for vainglory and things like that, okay? But this is the point, Philippians 2 verse 13, for it is God which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. So he's working in you both to do the will and his good pleasure. Okay, so the fact that you loved it, the Lord put the Spirit on you to love to do his work. So that's a beautiful spirit to have, especially in these last days. 1 Corinthians, and you got to thank the Lord for that. Not everyone has that spirit. Some people, come on, man. You should look around Israel, man. Just look at different people that are out there, how lazy they are, and and how some are just on fire, just super on fire, man. I want that spirit. I want a double dose of, the spirit that the men who are doing the work, what's driving them to just keep going. I mean, some of the elders, man, they be putting out multiple videos, keeping you updated in things within Israel and in the world. And you gotta be passionate to be like that. You gotta have a higher dose of the spirit to be like that. 1 Corinthians 15 verse 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. So your labor is not in vain in the Lord. What does that mean? That means the work that you do for the Lord, he's going to remember it. That's what makes it not be in vain. Okay? Because he's pleased. He's going to remember what you've done for him. Okay? Colossians chapter 3, verse 23. And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men. So you don't want to do this unto men. You're not a man pleasers, okay? You're doing this for Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. And if brothers benefit from it, good. But if they don't, you're still working for the Lord. Knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance, for ye serve the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. That's right. That's who we serve. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he have done, and there is no respect of persons. That's right. Lord's no respecter of persons. All right. He don't see it. He don't look at men like men look at men. Men look at men like, oh, I'm in awe about you. Nah, it don't work like that, buddy. Psalms chapter 40. In verse number 8, it says, I delight to do thy will, O my God. Yea, thy law is within my heart. That's right. Thy law is within my heart, and I delight to do the will of God, okay? We love to do the will of God. Doing this video, I love to do the will of God, man. John 4. In verse number 34, Yahweh Shai saith unto them, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me and to finish his work. So that's the same spirit. Our meat, this is what keeps us alive. This is what makes us feel alive. When you eat, you're hungry as hell, and then you finally get something to eat and you feel energized. This is our meat, okay? And just like Yahweh Shai, he said his meat is to do the will. And that's what he did. This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse, I'll start at 21. Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls. So that engrafted word, this is what's able to save your souls. So this is what we need. We need to put off all that worldly bull crap and take heed to this word. But be ye doers of the word, but not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. So we're being doers of the word, okay? Not deceiving our own souls, okay? So that goes to show you that we love to do the will of the Lord. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 6, verse 10. It says, For God is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed toward his name, which is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. So we do minister. Okay, so this is part of that love, and he puts the spirit on you so you can achieve that level of of serving him to, at a higher level. Not just, I mean, everyone's doing the will of the Lord, whether they're on the left hand or the right hand, but to do it on the right hand and to love doing it, even if you're on the left hand, love what you're doing, man. Esau loved putting y'all to death and doing all that. Hey, let them have fun. But don't be that middleman. Don't be in the middle. If you're going to be a demon, be a full-blown demon, drink blood, do all that shit, man. Let's go to Galatians. Let's go to Galatians. Because the Lord he damn sure don't like that middleman bullshit, man. That lukewarm, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Nah, he gonna spew your ass out. Okay, I can't find it. I can't find it. Galatians, found it. Galatians chapter 6 in verse number, I'll start at 7. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So you're going to reap what you sow. Galatians 6 verse 8. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. So we want to reap life everlasting. That's what we sow to the Spirit. Right? Through our good works, through our studying, we are diligent, doing videos, studying, looking up words, listening to other brothers' videos, that's being in the Spirit. Galatians 6 verse 9. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. And the Lord gives you that power to endure and to, kind of just constantly stay occupied in his word. And he still gives you the ability to perform on a high level, even in the world. Even in the world, I'm doing good. It's not just with the Lord. The Lord makes a path where I can serve him at a high level and do what I need to do on a high level. 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. So it's not a grievous thing to serve the Lord, man. All right. And loving the work, that's part of it. But I'm ending here. Shalom.